Sit back and throw one back with your pinky in the air and a middle finger to the world and join me, the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, as we look back on this day in pro wrestling history. But before we do, put that drink down, like, share, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get our wrestling history on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is May 6th, and we're going to start off as we always do on a positive note. That's right, these are your pro wrestling birthdays. 1964, watch out for Pity City, it's Brian Knobbs. 1971, JCW's Butler Greaves. 1975, the luchador known as Gran Apollo. 1980, Colt Boom Boom Cabana. 1983, the Bullet Club's Tonga Loa. 1984, watch out for that pop-up power bomb, it's Kevin Owens. And last but not least, 1988, Dakota Kai. Of course, on the flip side of that coin, your pro wrestling deaths for May 6th. 2004, Pepper Gomez. Alright, enough of the sad stuff. It's time to get to the meat and potatoes. That's right, these are your pro wrestling history highlights for May 6th. Getting in our Wayback Machine and going to 1921, Stan Zbyszko defeats Ed Strangler Lewis in New York City, New York to win his second World Heavyweight title, ending Lewis's third reign. Moving into the 30s, 1938, Don McIntyre defeats Vic Christie for the Montreal World Heavyweight title in Buffalo, New York. Leaping over the 40s and going straight to 1953, Killer Kowalski defeats Vern Gagne to win the Montreal World Heavyweight title in Montreal, Quebec, beginning Kowalski's second reign. Staying in 1953, Leo Nominelli and Enrique Torres defeat Ben and Mike Sharp for the San Francisco NWA World Tag Team titles in San Francisco, California. This ended the Sharps' seventh reign. Our last stop in the 50s, 1958, Black Hawk and Nelson Royal defeat Doug Donovan and Bill Savage for the NWA Pacific Northwest Tag Team titles. Don't feel bad for Bill Savage, because only 2 years later, in 1960, Ed Francis and Bill Savage defeat Tony Bourne and Shag Thomas to win the NWA Pacific Northwest Tag Team titles back. 1966, Georgia Championship Wrestling hold an 8-team tournament for the vacant Georgia NWA Southern Tag Team titles. In the tournament final, Alberto and Enrique Torres defeat the Mysterious Medics to win those Georgia NWA Southern Tag Team titles. Grabbing our best polyester suit and going to the 70s, 1974 sees Rip Taylor defeat Bob Sweaton for the NWA Tri-State Brass Knuckles title. 1976, Bob Kelly defeats Duke Miller for the NWA Mississippi Heavyweight title in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. This ended Miller's second reign and began Kelly's 17th. Fast forwarding 4 years to 1980, Masa Saito defeats Steve Keirn for the NWA Florida Television title in Tampa, Florida. 1982, Black Tiger, aka Mark Rocco, defeats Gran Hamada for the WWF Junior Heavyweight title in Japan. The title had been vacated in April by the Dynamite Kid due to injury. Staying in 1982, Joyce Grable and Wendy Richter defeat Princess Victoria and Sabrina to win their second NWA Women's World Tag Team titles in Kansas City, Missouri. 1984, the first annual Von Erich Memorial Parade of Champions was held by World Class Championship Wrestling at the Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. 32,000 fans attended the show, held in the honor of the recently deceased David Von Erich, who died on February 10th in Japan. The main event of the evening sees Kerry Von Erich defeat NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair to win the title. Making a second stop in 1984, King Kong Bundy and the Masked Superstar defeat the Road Warriors Animal and Hawk to win the NWA National Tag Team titles in Atlanta, Georgia, ending the Road Warriors' second reign. Our third and last stop in 1984, Jim Crockett Promotions run 3 live events in one day. First, Savannah, Georgia had a matinee, headlined by Jimmy Valiant defeating Adrian Street. Second, Asheville, North Carolina matinee was headlined by NWA World Tag Team Champions Wahoo McDaniel and Mark Youngblood defeating Jack and Jerry Briscoe. And then finally, Charlotte, North Carolina was main evented by NWA Tag Team Champions Wahoo McDaniel and Mark Youngblood, defeating Jack and Jerry Briscoe. 1988 sees Makan Singh defeat Owen Hart to win the Stampede North American Heavyweight title, ending Hart's second reign. And last but not least, 1996, Dick Togo defeats Danny Collins in Japan to win the British Commonwealth Junior Heavyweight title. Those were your pro wrestling history highlights for May 6th. I'm the Eclectic Gentleman Stephen Watts, and we'll see you tomorrow.